This is evolution. This is what I used to make the kids wear.
Oh, you're kidding! It's awesome. So is the only one that's left? Is that
they used to wear this in a red apron. And they all hated it, so they went to visors, and I'm like, okay, since I can't control this, everybody's got to wear their shirts now.
Well, the shirts are cool, but that's hilarious. Now, this is after your dad, too. This is named after your grandpa and your dad.
Grandpa and my dad, yeah.
So...
Dad started as a young boy. We grew up off of Main Street in Clarence, and last name is Singer. And all my friends used to come over, and they would call my dad Big Sing. So when we first had the ice cream truck, we're like, what are we going to call it? What are we going to call it? I go, well, let's name it after Grandpa. Jackie knew my father, but Danielle never knew my father. So we'd get the Sharpie out, and we write Big Sings on the side of the ice cream truck. So we just kept it going. And yeah. The ice cream truck was in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I told the guy I'll meet you in Corning. He goes, why do you want to meet me in Corning? I said, so I know I can be able to drive the thing back to Buffalo and make it. So we went, met the guy in Corning, bought this ice cream truck, drove it back. We did that for a couple of years. But the problem was we couldn't get to too many places at the same time.
But it was a soft serve truck, so we had the soft serve machine, and you'd gotten the snowball machine, and
we did snow cones to start.
Snow cones to start,
which is the crunchy, chewy ice.
Yeah.
And we did that for a couple summers. So then this place became available, and we said, you know what? Let's build it, and they will come, like the movie.
No.
So what type of products did you have? Just soft serve, or?
Yeah, just the soft serve, and then snow cones, and just not maybe 6 flavors.
It was snow cones, and my wife now, at the time, she was my friend. She lived in Colonial Williamsburg. And she bought a house. I went down to help her buy a house. She goes, you got to see this place called Snow to Go. So we go down there. She goes, you got to see this place Snow to Go. And I go and I look, and they're selling these snowballs. They're making their ice blocks. They're running them out. They got all these different flavors. So I'm like, well, we got to do that. So we bought this place. We bought the ice shavers. I did the research. We did all the flavors. And we came here and said, let's add ice cream in the middle, but we'll call it a stuffed snowball. Mm-hmm. So that's where that all came from.
Yeah. What's interesting is we'll get a lot of people who live in the South who are familiar with Snow to Go, but they actually pour condensed milk over the top.
Right.
So
or marshmallow syrup. I've heard of that
yes.
from people that live in like New Hampshire area. There's a guy who's assistant principal at the high school now, and he's like, well, I want it with marshmallow in the middle, not ice cream. So there's a lot of different variations.
Our suppliers from Louisiana, and the snowballs are huge there. They're huge in Texas, the southern part of the United States. Everybody does it a different way. But when we came up with, stuffing it with ice cream, it's just really, really taken off. And so, I mean, the business has been crazy, but you would never thought that we make more money from the local dentist paying us because we put so much sugar in the product that the amount of cavities we're giving.
And he comes here, so he knows.
Yes.
But I got to tell you, I mean, I love ice cream. I mean, you probably can't tell, but there's a day sometimes when it's so hot, the ice cream is heavy, and the stuffed snowball, you see the people, they start mixing up, and they got their spoon or their straw with the spoon on the bottom of their spoon straw, and it's like they're looking for the treasure at the bottom of the rainbow. And when you mix them all together, it just brings back some of the flavors that you had as a kid, like a dreamsicle. You have orange stuff with vanilla ice cream, and it's just, that's kind of what we're unique, different from everybody else. We have avalanches, which are the same as something else at a competitor. We can't say their name. It's like a really heavy snow blizzard, so we call them an avalanche. But we have all the milkshakes, the sundaes, everything you do, but we primarily soft serve. It's just a little bit more efficient. This is a big custard area in Western New York, but we go with ice cream. And it's really, when we started way back when, I mean, we had 6 spots out front is all we started with. Probably 2 years later, we put a stone driveway down the side, and the back parking lot was stone. And then I think a year or 2 later after that, we blacktopped it. And then eventually the big thing was we had picnic tables out front, but it was tough, whether it was raining, the sun, bees.
Just like now.
So we ended up this was put on the overhang 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. We redid the roof, put this overhang on it. Every year we try to make some type of improvement to it to make it a little more customer friendly.
That's what we did.
But it's nice that, here we're 3 miles from Main Street, 4.5 miles from Main and Transby, and you still feel like you're having ice cream in your backyard.
Well, and the other thing too, which is one of the the big draws for us, he mentioned the teams before. So there's the Clarence Soccer Center that's not too far from here. They have there's a tournament there every year. The amount of kids in this area that play travel baseball, softball, soccer, lacrosse, they'll always be, they'll call and be like, is there an ice cream place around here? You know, where can we go in between, you know, if it's tournament day, where can we stop and get something to eat? And they'll say, oh, you know, either they'll come here or they'll get referred here, and it's just the back and forth.
And we give all the teams a discount because
You do.
it's part of the atmosphere we want. This is Dole Whip, and this is non-dairy.
Gotcha.
So it's like a powder crystal. You mix it with water. We rotate flavors. We can pineapple, strawberry, raspberry. Those are our 3 most popular flavors. And again, you can do anything with this. You could make a sundae out of this. You could put it in a cone. You could put a topping on it. We offer this with fresh fruit. It's pretty popular.
Yeah,
We do blueberries and strawberries. So we come in here. We make our own ice. So we freeze our own ice blocks. Then they get thawed out. We bag them. We have 2 other freezers out back that we store our ice. And then we come back here, and these are all our flavors that are concentrated. And this with the simple sugar. This is a simple sugar solution in here. So we mix this with the concentrate, and that gives us our quart of flavors over there that gets dispersed directly onto the ice. We have the chopped Oreos, peanut butter cups, frozen cookie dough nuggets, marshmallows, hot fudge, caramel, Peach Bar, M&M's, Reese's peanut butter cups, Nerds, Butterfingers now, chopped Snickers, Kit Kat now. So it's, yes.
Right.
Yeah.